when we're doing this work and we're moving through reconnecting with nature, getting grounded, putting our intention out forward. I want to connect with my spirit guides. I want to connect with my higher purpose. I want to connect with my power animals. And the mind is setting us up roadblocks all the time because our mind, the rational brain, is so hardwired to this 3D reality, to get things done, to hustle, to do whatever. And so spirit doesn't want to be on a checklist. It wants to be part of your life. And oftentimes the subconscious brain wants us to stay in survival mode. Why? Because it knows that if you keep doing what you've done in the past, you'll survive. And that's its job. It just wants you to survive. It just wants you to keep moving forward, keep living and not get hurt, right? That's the subconscious job. It doesn't want us to thrive. And so anything times that we try to try something new gets defeated. It wants to stop us. The subconscious is like, no, don't try that. That's new. We don't do new. It reminds me of that movie Crudes. How can you tell I have kids, right? So when we have that connection with our subconscious mind, it's constantly saying, wait, hold on. Is this safe to do? And then our conscious mind is going, we have to tell our conscious mind, yes, it's safe to try this. I'm okay. And in that safety of allowing ourselves to come outside of our comfort zone, beyond what our subconscious wants us to do, we offer proof to the subconscious that we're safe to do it. And so we take these baby steps forward. That's why when we learn how to shamanic journey, it might take you a long ass time. And it might be something really quick. It totally depends on your relationship with your subconscious brain. Have you done the internal healing work? Have you done the trauma work? Have you helped heal the past so that it's not, that fear is not showing up in your present to keep you from developing your clairvoyance, to keep you from developing your clairaudience, from keeping you to saying yes to understanding the spiritual world, because it doesn't want you to thrive. It wants you to survive. Does that make sense? So we really need to say, I'm going to attempt to keep moving forward and to keep doing my internal healing work. That's why in our Soul Rising program coming up in early February, we are so committed to supporting you and healing your past traumas and to healing the inner child, because when the inner child is healed, your imagination station wakes up, and your imagination is a way we communicate and connect with the spirit world. That is part of our world, that if we can imagine it, spirit can communicate through that imagination. And then so you think that you're quote unquote making it up, and but why was it that color? Why did it show up in that way? That's where divine source is coming in to play with you. Right. But so we have to do the work of our past healing, of our inner child healing, so that it can show up in full force, so that there's not this scared, fearful energy coming forward of like, this isn't safe. Don't do it. You might die. Don't try anything new. And so when we can do that in deeper internal healing work, we can step into a space of exploration, of curiosity, of allowing your imagination to unfold the way it needs to. And in that allowing it to unfold the way that it needs to, that's where the magic happens. That's where your spirit guides show up. That's where the answers unfold. And they're going to show up in the way that you need it the most. I've had students who literally took for them, it felt like a long time to develop. And then they're just standing in front of a giant dragon's eye for months. And they're like, what is this about? I'm like, it's totally symbolic. Where in your life do you need to be fully seen? They're seeing you. They're there. They're witnessing you. Once you understand the lesson behind how can you be seen in your life and show up, they're going to be more dynamic with you. And other times, Chantel, for example, she's on our team. Her very first journey, she had a very quote unquote advanced experience of getting eaten by a power animal. And I'm like, you just never know, but it's always in accordance to how you're going to best learn and what you need to point you in the direction of where you need to heal, where your path is. There's not a right or wrong. We can't compare on how fast or how slow. It is. That's just your ego saying that it's supposed to look like this. And when we can drop that, then it's going to come into a flowy place. That's where that is why coming into Soul Rising, more of like a group mentorship program where you're going to have these mentors with you who's going to say, whoa, slow down, notice this, notice that you actually got a lot of information. You're just dismissing it. Let's honor what they showed you. Let's honor what showed up for you. And in that gratitude, you're going to get more. And so I love teaching people how to shamanic journey. I've been doing it for almost a decade now. And it's in this way of going, everyone is different. Every body is different. Every spirit is different. And can we teach from that level of when we can recognize you as unique, and you're going to have unique needs and unique support needed so that you can optimize your ability to develop your clairvoyance, develop your clairaudience, develop your spiritual gifts, develop your clairsentience, so that you can move forward on this spiritual path of learning how to connect with your guides. That's what it's about. And that's why I love what I do, is because I get to watch people go from, I can't do this, it's so hard, it's not going to work, to, oh my God, this is amazing. And I love watching that transformation, because once you know how to journey, you're set. You no longer need a mentor. You can go directly to source and ask your questions and get the support you need on any kind of question. I've had people ask questions about, I need a business logo, and then it shows up for them. And I just love that you're moving into a space of limitless possibility when you have this connection with your spirit guides. And that's what I love. I love to teach. And that's what's such a primary focus in our Soul Rising program coming up February 10th. And welcome back, Izzy.
Thank you. Sorry about that. We've got some pretty heavy snow happening, so we had a little power outage there. But I think that's what we're really talking about in this conversation, is the question that your spirit team is always, always, always asking you is, do you want to live from the space of your mind and your thoughts and your subconscious programming and the way that you've been doing it? Do you want to live in the ordinary day-to-day physical human reality of mass consciousness the way that it is right now? Or do you want to let your soul be the one that's guiding you? Do you want to step into the realm of non-ordinary reality? Do you want to see beyond what you're seeing now? Do you want to heal beyond what you thought you could? Do you want to connect with spirits, with energies that are beyond this physical reality? Do you want to do more? Do you want to be connected more? Do you want to see and feel and experience and heal and expand more? That is the question that your spirit team is always asking you, because as long as your answer to that question is yes, then they can show up, then they can support you, then they can move your life forward. That's the question that we're asking you with Soul Rising too, is, do you want to stay stuck in the old patterns? Do you want to stay stuck in the traumas, in the wounds, in the emotions, in the triggers, in the overwhelm, in that feeling of disconnect, in that feeling of isolation, and in that feeling of loneliness, in that feeling of anxiety and depression, and I can't do this, and hopelessness, and all of that? Is that what you want to continue to let lead your life, right? I think no matter how advanced we are in our spiritual path, we all have those moments where we feel that anxiety, where we feel that heaviness, where we feel that sense of being lost. But we don't have to stay stuck in it. That doesn't have to be the thing that's guiding our life. It doesn't have to be the thing that we're reacting from. It doesn't have to be the thing that we are moving forward from. It doesn't have to be the thing that's guiding our lives. And that's what our spirit team, and that's what Soul Rising is calling you toward, is you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to feel like a victim. You don't have to feel like life is happening to you. You can step into that realization of life is happening through you, and how much magic there is in that, and how much connection, and how much wisdom, and how much love, and how much healing, and how much expansion, and all of these things that you're wanting in your life. It's possible if you're willing to step beyond what you've done up to this point, if you're willing to open that door and walk across the threshold, like we were talking about earlier. Are you ready? Are you willing to let your mind aside and let your soul guide you forward? Are you willing to let that internal compass, that inner guide, that inner self, this spiritual world, Are you willing to let that be the thing that guides you forward? Are you willing to let that space be the one that you're operating from, the one that you're engaging with the world from? Are you willing to let that space pull you forward? And if the answer is yes, then anything is possible, literally anything. And that is the beauty of our spirit team, is they are here to remind us of that. They are here to keep us true to that energy. They're here to keep us resonating with that energy, with the infinite possibility that happens when we're connected to the spiritual world. And that's what we teach you how to do in Soul Rising, because we have this community, we have this spirit team that's guiding us forward, that's going to hold that energy for us, that's going to keep us moving. But then we have this course that's going to give you the tools to develop that connection, to keep it strong, to rewire and reroute those subconscious patterns, to help you heal the traumas, to help you find new techniques and new patterns and how to journey and all of these things that are going to help you move out of that space of subconscious and ego and mind and trauma and stuck and into this space of expansion and possibility and soul and that spirit-led connected life. That's what we're doing in this program, is we're moving you from one side into the other and into this space where your spirit team are part of your day-to-day. You are so connected to nature, to energy, to spirit, to all of it every single day, that you're not just living out a pattern anymore. You're not just living by default. You're not just doing what's next because that's what's next. You're living that by design, by that call forward, by your soul's purpose, and letting that be enough to guide you forward, letting that expand you into the next step. And when we do this, what I love about this program is then you have support on both sides, right? Like you have your spirit team supporting you in the spiritual, and then you have your quote unquote spirit team in the physical of like Christine and myself and Chantel and your fellow students, and this community on the physical side that's keeping you accountable, that's holding space for you, that's showing you what's possible, that's reflecting everything that you're experiencing back to you in a safe space so that you feel like you can come and share all of your experiences and all of your learning and all of your everything in this really safe space. And so then finally, not only are you connected to yourself, but you're also connected in these networks in the physical and the spiritual world that are keeping you supported, that are keeping you uplifted, that are keeping you on track and helping you move forward. And I think that's invaluable. I don't think that's an experience that you're going to get anywhere else.
Absolutely. And it's not available anywhere else. And I think that's the beautiful piece of Soul Rising, is that it's been cultivated over many years to bring you the best of the best of what we know absolutely works. And the intention of the program is so that you can do the self-healing work, so that you can develop your clairvoyance, your spiritual gifts, so that you can meet your spirit team, along with doing that inner healing work, learning how to do self-healing Reiki from a shamanic perspective, from doing the mindset work, from releasing limiting beliefs. And it's all like beautifully packaged and oriented to the cardinal directions, so that we're calling in the power of the direction. So everything has a very shamanic elemental flair to it to support you in your spiritual development. And this is the first trimester of a much larger thing. So this 4-month program is so that we have a really grounded space of, I know how to shamanic journey. I know how to connect with my guides. And then if you want to move on to learning how to be a shamanic Reiki practitioner and learning how to do cord cutting and soul retrieval and shamanic journey for others and so much more, that's the next 4 months. And then there's even another 4 months after that for advanced. So I've had a lot of people ask me recently, like, well, what if I want to learn to be the practitioner? And I'm like, oh, we've got you covered. Like you can move through this over a full 12 months, but this is the starting point. You can't do the advanced learning how to read soul fabrics if we don't know how to shamanic journey. You're not going to be working with the incarnation of death and are advanced if you don't know how to meet your own spirit guide. So we have to start here. Here is the first step. And I really, truly believe that just like Reiki, this is a tool that needs to be in everyone's toolbox. If everyone knows how to connect with their spirit guide, then your life is going to be so much easier. And so I want to welcome you, to invite you to say a big hell yes to your self-healing, this first step. What is it that you need in your life? You will find the answers in this. You will be more aligned with your passion and purpose in doing this work with us over the next 4 months. We start February 10th on the next new moon, and we would really love for you to be a part of it. If you are signing up before the 17th, we're throwing in 2 bonuses. We have our Reiki Manifesting Abundance course, which is all about releasing your limiting beliefs around money. And if you learn those techniques, you're going to be able to apply it in other areas of your life. So it's a giant head start to the program. So if you're like, well, I don't want to sign up now because what am I going to do for the next 3 weeks? You're going to do this. You're going to do this program. You're going to work on it, as well as chakra flow. If you're joined before the 17th, we're also throwing in that that little beautiful chakra flow program to really help you get a broader understanding of the chakras and start that activating actions to come into alignment. So that has guided meditations and yoga and so much beautifulness in that program too, so that you're doing the prep work before we get there. So if you join after the 18th, but before the end of the month, you're still in early bird pricing. We've got a pay in full option as well as a payment plan. So if you need that payment plan, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. We want to support you. So, and if you have any questions, Izzy and I are available to have those conversations. Reach out to us on Facebook Messenger. That's the easiest way to get a hold of us. And we would love, 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 love to support you for the next 4 months and developing this practice.
Yes, 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 yes. This program has been years in the making, right? We've had so many iterations and so many different ways that we've approached this, and we can feel it. We can feel that energy all coming together in this one. Like Christine said, we've taken the best of the best. We've taken these practices that so many students have seen results from, that so many members of our community have put in the effort to say, yes, this works. Yes, this transformed my life. Yes, this took me exactly where I needed to be. Yes, this gave me the answers that I was seeking, and so much more. And so if you want to hear from some of those students, we have testimonials on the webpage. You can click the link in the show notes and go over and listen to all of the stories from so many of our students whose lives have been transformed because they said yes to the spirit world. They said yes to their soul. They felt that calling. And they said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to follow it. I'm going to choose differently this time, because this first choice is the first choice of your new life, of your new way of approaching things, of your new perspective, of letting your soul expand and letting your soul be the one that's guiding you forward. It all starts with one choice. And so if you're sitting here and you're like, yes, you can feel that energy, you can feel the excitement, you can feel that it's for you, and there's that little part of you that's like, but it's supposed to feel hard. Making this choice is supposed to give you a little bit of that, like, oh, but feeling. Because what that is, fear is just the threshold between what you've done before and the new thing. And that fear is giving you a chance to pause, to activate your free will, like we've been talking about in this conversation, and then decide, do you want to keep living the way you have been? Or do you want to live in a new way? Do you want to let your soul guide you forward? And if your answer is, I want the new experience, I want the expansion, I want that joy, I want the answers, then all you have to do is say yes. And let yourself understand that it's okay if it's uncomfortable. It's okay if your mind has questions. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here, to answer your questions, to support you, to guide you through all of the emotions that come up when you make a big decision. But knowing that that fear is not a reason to say no, it's just an opportunity to assess. You have a choice here. And the choice isn't, do I take the course? Do I not take the course? Do I connect to my spirit team? Do I not connect to the spirit team? The choice is, do you want to live the way you have been living? Or do you want something new? Do you want to feel connected? Do you want to feel open? Do you want to feel that joy? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel empowered? Do you want to have your soul guiding you forward? And if your answer is yes, then there you go. That's all it is. That's all that choice is how do you want to move forward? And so if your answer is yes, if you're ready to move forward with us, if you're ready to take that step to create a new life, to step into this energy, then we're here for you. And we're so excited for you because we know that this works. We know that this course has the answer, not because we have the answer, but because you have the answer. And we're just going to help you understand that. We're going to help you remember that. We're going to give you the tools to help you discover that you do have the answer. and you can access it. You can access that wisdom, you can access that love, you can access your spirit team. That's why this program works. Is it's not because we have a 10-step thing that's going to work for everybody, but because we firmly believe in you. We are going to be your partners in believing in you, so that you can find your answers in the program. And so if this is what you're ready for, then we are ready for you. And we are so, so excited to be working with you.
Absolutely. And the only thing I want to add to that, which is another one I'm getting a ton of questions on, is when are the calls? When are the live calls? Guess what? We do something really unique, and that is we take your schedule. We look at your availability and we make our call schedule to confirm and affirm that you can make one call a week to make sure we know that you can continue to make progress in the course. So we're doing the work on our side. You sign up, we'll ask for your schedule, what your availability is, and then we develop the call schedule from that. And we might have 2 or 3 calls a week to support you, but to make sure everyone in the program can come to at least 1 call a week. So don't let that hold you back. There is flexibility in the call schedule, and that we are looking and ensuring that you can come to calls. This is a program that has pre-recorded videos, workbooks, group support, live calls for shamanic journey training, for coaching, for like so much, so that we really have witnessed in the past through other programs how to really cultivate an opportunity of growth and fulfillment and all of the things. So once again, if you have questions, reach out directly. Otherwise, the information for Soul Rising is in the show notes, and we look forward to supporting you. Thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with us today, to listen to this show. And we're so glad that you were called to listen to this.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you all so much for showing up, for committing to yourselves, for tuning in and spending time with us today. And we'll see you next time. Mwah.